Hi guys, Dave here, and today I'm going to take you through George Benson's solo to Living in High Definition. Really nice solo this, and a great example of how he'll play over quite a simple chord progression and still make it sound quite interesting. And it's got a lot of his trademark moves in it as well, so a really good style study for George Benson, definitely. Okay, let's get to it. So the whole song's in the key of C minor, and the chord progression is very simple. You just get 2 beats on each chord, and it just goes C minor 7, G minor 7, F minor 7, and then back up to G minor 7. And that's the sequence all the way through until he hits the final note or octave, and that brings you into the new section, and that just ends on an A flat major 7. But for the most part, C minor all the way through. But it's what he does over that chord progression that's really interesting. Okay, the first lick. Starts like this. So 10 D, then 8, 9, 10, 11 on the G, then 8 on the B, like that. Timing wise, it happens on the second half of beat 3. 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, next bit. So we've got 8G, 9D, then 10A, like that. Then we've got 7G, 9D, 10D, 10A, then 8A, 8E, then 6, 8 on the A, and then goes back to the 6th fret. Like that. So scale wise, he uses a lot of kind of well, minor pentatonic, but a lot of passing notes like that. That's nice. That little thing he does there, he's basically playing a G augmented over the top, which is nice. And then back into pentatonic at the end. Okay, next phrase. So he starts off with basically a E flat major 7 over the top of the C minor, which is a nice thing to do. Right, so for that we're playing 5, 6 on the A, 5, 8 on the D, and then 7 on the G. So for that we're playing 5 on the G, we slide 7 to 8 on the G, 7B, 6 on the E, 7, and then 10. Nice, because it sounds slightly outside. You could think of that like it's a E flat minor triad. Like that. He uses a lot of B naturals in this, so he kind of borrows from, you can either think of it as either the melodic minor or the harmonic minor scale to get that sound. Or you could just think of it as a chromatic passing note. Okay, back on with the lick. So that's 8E, 8B, 10G, 8G, and then slide up to 12 on the G. All pentatonic now. Then we go 10-10 on the D, and then 10-10 on the G. Like that. Right, this is nice. Basically, it's happening over the G minor 7, but he's treating it like it's more like a G altered sort of chord. So he's superimposing one chord over the other. Kind of like I think it's like a G7 flat 5 sort of arpeggio. So we start off with 11B, 11E, and then we get this little triplet rundown. Feel free to kind of try different kind of fingerings for this, but this is the one that I found worked best for me. It allowed me to do a little up sweep. So that's 9 on the E, then 12B, 12G, and the way I do it, I just do one little up sweep, like that. Then we go 10, 8 on the G, then 9, 8 on the D, ending on the 11th fret of the A. Like that. Okay, next part. Yeah, I'll just take that much. So we've got 10 on the A, then I go 8D, 7, 10 on the G. So it's actually at that point outlining a G minor 7 arpeggio. Then it goes 7, 8 on the G. On the record I could detect that it sounded like he also caught the 8th fret on the B. I don't think it was intentional. I think maybe it's just he just clipped it like that. Then we're going to do a big jump. I'm going to go 15G, 15E. Like that. Again, on the record, I heard an open B string ring out. Again, I don't think it was planned. So I won't worry about playing it, but on the record you hear this sort of thing, like that. But like I said, I don't think it was played on purpose. So I'll just play that much. Okay. Really like this run. Again, he's superimposing over the chords, and it's almost, again, it's like a G7 flat 9, in fact. Nice way of playing it as well. So for that, I'm playing 12, 15 on the D, then 12, 13 on the G, 12, 15 on the B, and then 15 on the E. Like so. And then he comes down with a D flat triad. So that is 13E, 14B, 13G. Like that. Like that. Really nice run. Right, for the next bit, 12G, then I pull off 13, 12 on the D, then 15, 14 on the A, 12D, 15D, pull off 13, 12 on the G, and then go back to the 15th fret on the D. So we got yeah, we're up to that point. So then we got 13D, 12G, and then I do a little shift. So for that, I'm sliding into 13 on the B, 18 B, back to the slide, 15 on the B. Then you get a little kind of ghost note. I think it's a B flat he's playing, but I don't think he quite pushes it down. So that's on the 15th fret, hovering over the 15th fret on the G, and then playing 17th fret on the G. And he has a bit of vibrato. Kind of unusual for jazz guitarists to do that, but George Benson does it quite often. Like that. The next phrase. Really unusual run this, and it's his idea. It's just a chromatic idea, but he kind of does a lot of different things within it. So basically plays 15th fret on the B and G strings, then 17 on the G, and he's basically holding down like a little F triad. He plays 14 G, and then 13 on the E and B strings, then 13G, 14A. So you get a little 6 sort of interval there. Then he moves down, plays 12 on the G. Then he rakes up to 11th fret on the G, like that. Plays 12 on the A. Again, you've got that little 6 shape that he's using. Goes down another fret. Got 10 on the G. Then he plays 9G and 12 on the E. So now he's playing an octave. Like that. Then ends on 8 on the G, then 8E, 8B. And that's setting you up for the next lick. Okay. So this is really typical for George Benson. He does this kind of thing where he kind of keeps one finger on as like a kind of a pedal, if you like, or a drone, and he plays notes around it. So what he's doing at this point is he's bowing across the 13th fret on the E and B strings, and then he just plays notes along with that. So he starts off by sliding into 12 on the G, then he plays that little double stop, then 11 on the G, on its own, and goes down to 10, and it plays all 3 strings. Then plays 10 on the D. Sorry, that's 13 on the D. Then plays this little shape again, leaving the bar where it is, 13, 13, and then 10 on the G. Goes back to 13 on the D, and then this time leaving the bar on again, but this time he's sliding into 12 on the G. Like that. Then plays 10 on the D, and then 13 on the D, and again he plays it along with that little double stop on those 2 strings. So the back of the 3rd finger in this case chokes off the G string. So I end up with that. Like that. So for the next bit, you may still be holding the bar down, but really I'm only hearing the 13th fret on the B for the next bit. So what he does, he slides into 12 on the G. He's basically playing 2 groups of triplets. So once you've done the first slide, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So for that, again keeping that 13 on the B, slide 11 to 10 on the G, then we're going to play 13 on the D along with the B string, and then 10 on the D. Like that. Back to the bar across the 2 strings there on the 13th fret. So for that, we're playing those 2 plus the 13 on the D, 2 of those, and then we're going to play 10 on the G, then 10 on the D on its own, and then 13 on the D with the double stop at the top. Then play 13 on its own, and then go back to the 10th fret on the G with the double stop. Like that. Right, next one down. So, interesting this. Sometimes he would play octaves, and sometimes he'll thicken the sound out by putting the 5th in between. So basically turning the octave into a power chord. Like that. So what we're doing to start off with, barring across 15th fret on the E and B strings, and 12 on the G. Playing those together. And the way he does it, to kind of give it a bit more of a swing, he plays the chord, and then he'll kind of ghost and upstrum, like that. And what he does, he starts there, goes chromatically down for that part. So if I just use my, I'll use the 3rd string as, or the G string as the guide. So it's going 12, 11, 10 with the shape. Then it goes down to 8. Like that. Shape changes on the next strings. We've got 13B, 12G, 10D. Plays that shape. And then moves it down 2 frets to the 8th fret. Like that. This is interesting. It slightly changes on this one. For the next strings, we've got 12G, 12D, and 10A. So a typical power chord shape. But for the last one, he does this. We play 10G and then 8D, 8A. And with these shapes, he's basically outlining a C blues scale. If you do it as single notes, but he's just playing it with these kind of power chord shapes. Like that. Okay. So that's that part. Interesting, he does a reference to part of the melody earlier in the song here. Starts off with just an octave, that's 5D, 8B. Moves up to the 8th fret on the D, 11 on the B, but he also bars across and plays the 11th fret on the E as well. Plays them together, and then there's a little ghost where he just plays the E and B strings. So you kind of get that sort of thing. Next bit is straight octaves. So there I'm on the 8 on the A and 10 on the G. Go down to 6 on the A with the octave shape. Go back up to 8 and then back down to 6. Like that. Next phrase. Right, it starts off with this. Again, we've got our little kind of power chord shape. That's 11 on the E and B and 8 on the G. And it kind of gives it this little kind of swing. Basically does 6 of those. So it's like down, up, down, up, down, up. It's kind of like in a 16th note fashion, but swung. Stays on that shape, but now just plays it as triplets. So 3 of those, and then he does, for the next triplet, he does 1 more. Then shifts down a fret. Then plays an octave. That's on 11B and 8D. Like that. So for the next phrase, again does it with power chords. So that's 13B, 12G, 10D. Does 2 of those. Then moves across. We're now playing 12G, 12D, 12A. 2 of those. Then moves that shape down to the 8th fret for 1. Go back up to the 10th fret for 2. And then come back down to the 8th fret and then slide off. Like that. Okay, now we're into the final phrase. So this has got a nice little combination. It starts off with just a basic octave, slides into it, another George Benson move. So that's 12 on the G, 15 on the E. Then we change to our power chord shape again. So that's 13 on the E and B strings, 10 on the G. So do it once, go back down to 8, then back up to the 10 for 2, back down to 8, back up to 10. For the last bit, he changes the shape. Very clever this, because he slides in and it perfectly matches the A flat major 7 chord that he's coming into. So for that is 11G, 12B and 14E, and then just slide it up 1 fret. And that's nice because it basically fits perfectly over the, like I say, the chord that it's going into the new section of the song. Like that, and that's the end of the solo. I think the other thing that really impresses me about George Benson is that not only is it a great solo, but it's something that he would have just improvised. He wouldn't have planned this out. He would have just played this off the cuff. Of course, these things, all these musical ideas are so well ingrained, he doesn't really have to think about it. And that just marks out what a great player, musician he is. Love George Benson to bits. I think he's a fantastic musician, and well worth checking out more of his stuff if you've not really checked out his guitar playing. Everybody knows him as a singer, and especially from the 80s, all the pop hits he had. But as a jazz guitarist, he's got one of the best pedigrees out there. Absolute brilliant musician. So I hope this kind of gives you a taste of the sort of things that you can expect from him, and I hope you get a lot from the lesson. I've certainly had a lot of fun putting this one together. Okay guys, I'll see you for one real soon. Have fun.